Fuck am I saying? Welcome back, you guys. um, Thanks for joining us again for another episode. Uh, I feel like I do this intro all the time, and it feels like I'm just repeating myself two or three times already. So, uh, you guys know how we start these off. What we've been up to, what's been going on, what we've been doing since the last time we talked. So, what have you been up to?
Pretty much nothing. Besides like it's spring, summer, so I've been like in my garden and growing stuff. So
Yeah,
yeah.
nice. What's Are you doing sunflowers this year or no?
hmm
Nice. Very nice. How those looking?
So I bought some actually the other day from Lowe's. Those are looking fine. The one that I have that I planted is still in the solo cup. I need to transplant it into a bigger pot, but it looks okay.
Good, good, good. That's what's up. That's what's up.
Mhm.
Um, that's what I wanted to bring up to you. What's We got to talk about Dutch Brothers.
You mean
What,
Dutch Bros?
whatever. Dutch Brothers, Dutch Bros.
Dutch Bros?
Is this like better than Starbucks?
It has more options than Starbucks. So
That
I
wasn't
will
my
say
question.
that.
That wasn't my question. My question was, is it
Okay,
better?
so like let's break it down. Like I don't go to Dutch Bros necessarily for coffee, so I can't compare the two really.
Okay.
So I go to more Dutch Bros for like their fruity drinks and like there's one I like called Kicked in the Face. It's really good.
Okay.
So I would say like the environment is completely different too. But if I want to pick an environment, I'll pick Starbucks. It's more quiet, like your typical coffee house. While Dutch Bros is more like your drive-through coffee. Like, hey, what do you want? What do you want in it? Okay, and then like boom, you go to the drive-through, or you just walk up and pick it up. So yeah,
Okay. Yeah, I'm like, oh my gosh. You seeing what you be posting? I was like, oh my god. Does she go every week?
yeah, pretty much at least once or twice a week. Yeah,
Oh
yeah,
shit, I
yeah.
didn't know that. Okay.
hmm
Well, that's what's up. At least they got some good shit. Um I was like, what is this place? Okay. Um what have I been up to? Uh Studying for the AWS certification.
How's that going?
It's okay. I'm happy that I paid the $40 for the what is it? Control, whatever you
hmm
pronounce it shit. His classes because he explains it very well. And after mostly every lesson, he has a demo of how it is in AWS.
hmm
It's so much shit in AWS, it's insane. Um, but a lot of it I've seen before, but now like getting and digging into it, it's like, oh shit, okay, yeah, this makes sense.
Yeah.
But what I've been reading and stuff like that is it they say don't take notes while you're watching the videos. Don't like pause and stop it and take notes and all that stuff
And I'm gonna
just
pause and
because
take my
it's
notes.
huh.
Like,
I understand that because the funny thing is I I was doing that, but I wasn't really getting it, and I stopped doing that, and it started to make sense. And then we do the demo and following the demo, and I'm like, oh, okay, great. But I guess it's nice. I will say it's nice. I like how can I put this? AWS just seems very like freeform. It's a lot of shit you can do in it.
hmm
It just seems more it just seems more open. Unlike a Azure, which is very like enterprise type
yeah.
shit. Very just yeah. Oh, I thought you would. Oh, you were doing that on purpose or what?
No, that's on purpose. It literally is more
Okay.
enterprise shit. Like,
Yeah, it's like it's this. Like it is this. It's this. AWS is like a whole bunch of shit that you can do. Azure is just like yeah, and I think it is only for Windows. Is that right? I think it's
what?
only Windows. I
Azure?
don't think. Yeah, I don't think you can. Uh, it's a cloud base, so I'm pretty sure you can probably use it
I'm
on
pretty sure
like
you
Mac
can
and stuff
use
like that.
it. Yeah.
But it's just with AWS, like learning about this shit, I'm like, oh shit, this shit is pretty cool. And the biggest thing with this certification is more about how supposedly the test is more about how is it that a company would use these resources at a good cost, and how would that help, how would you be able to help them with that and build that. That's kind of the biggest thing with this. So the you can pass the test, you can pass that motherfucker with flying colors. But if you don't know what to do inside of the application, if you don't have any projects that you worked on yourself, because that's in the interviews, that's what they look for.
Mm-hmm.
Can you
Hands
explain? All
on.
right, yep, you did this project. Can you explain to us what you did, how you did it? And then they usually ask you questions of like, okay, we want to build this type of infrastructure. How would you do this at this cost? And we still get the same performance and get what we need out of it. That's the whole point of being a architect, you know. So knowing that helps a lot, right? And then I started like, oh man, well after this, should I like learn uh the should I go and see what certs are in like GCP for like Google and stuff like that? And because that's starting to grow and it's kind of within that same kind of realm of AWS. And I've been keeping up with the Spanish stuff too.
How's that
So
going?
that's actually really good. I'm starting to understand more conversation.
Okay.
Yeah. Talking? Fuck no. Listening? Listening and hearing like people speak and understanding and trying and actually able to follow some of the
Mm-hmm.
stuff. Yeah, it's getting there. Because I'm doing like an hour a day.
Look
So
at you.
that's always good. Um, Getting back into like old hobbies like my records. Like I've been collecting records since college, and I was putting my all my records into Discogs and kind of just seeing like just getting the collection in there just to know what I have and what I want to look for. Right now, I'm on this realm of like trying to find Brazilian jazz and like shit like that because it sounds amazing.
Neat.
It's great. And I know it'll sound great on vinyl coming through speakers. It's gonna sound beautiful. But I don't
Hmm.
know. Me putting that damn putting those vinyls into that collection and seeing how much value them shits had, I was like,
He's like, oh, big
yeah,
money.
yeah. I was like, oh shit, because some of those records that I had were from my uncle who passed away, and he had like fucking Prince and like Run DMC, this like hip hop group called Mantronic that I've never heard of in my life. Like
I
he had
haven't
like
either. What is
a
that?
yeah, right, a whole bunch of just like crazy shit, and I was just like, oh man, this is nice. This is nice. Like I can tell what records I got from my grandmother's house
Mm-hmm.
because it's just a whole bunch of fucking Johnny Mathis. Right? I mean, it's a whole bunch of Johnny Mathis. I mean, when it's Jesus Christ, I have so many Johnny Mathis records. It's not even funny, right? And some of the records that I bought in college, like I have a there was a production company called Douglas 14. Douglas 14 was known for doing like speeches, like
Mm-hmm.
speeches on vinyl. And I have the record Malcolm X by any means necessary. And it's him giving his speeches on this vinyl.
Interesting.
And I bought that when I was in college and I saw it and I was like, oh shit. Sorry, I'm just talking. But another record I know another record that was like really like something that I remember was the record store that I went to in college. The guy that owned it, he knew who I was, so he would save stuff for me when I like certain things.
Mm-hmm.
And there was a record by Stevie Wonder called Music of the Mind. And I walked into the record store and I heard the song Superwoman. And it got to the second, it was at the end, the second part of the song.
Yeah.
And it was very melodic. And I walked in and I said, who the fuck is this? And he was like, oh, that's Stevie Wonder. And I was like, can I buy that? And he was like, oh, this is I swear to God. I was like, can I buy that? And he was like, oh, that's already,
Claim.
somebody's already gonna buy it. And I was like, he was like, if I find another copy, I'll save it for you. And he did. He saved that motherfucker for me. And it was like $10. And I was like,
Nice.
fuck yeah. Yeah. So been collecting records since college, and I have just a collection of just a whole bunch of stuff. Some stuff I don't even like. I have covers, but no record. Like I have a Parliament Funkadelic live. I was like, oh man, let me go ahead check this out.
No
Empty.
record.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know what the record is. That would be great to have that, but I don't. So that's what I've been up to. Kind of taking pictures of the Funkos and the barcodes, seeing how much those are going for too. Um, it's just where I live right now. Finding good Funkos with like the Walmart exclusive sticker on it
Mm-hmm.
is tough. It's tough when you live in the country and the Walmart doesn't have exclusive shit. You gotta go into the big cities for that.
It's
So
like an hour drive.
yeah, I think the last one that I bought that I actually checked the value of it was John Cena, and it was a special edition. And they usually Funko Pops are like usually like $14,
Mm-hmm.
right? This one was already like at 34. So I was like,
Okay.
okay, cool, good. This is gonna pick up value because people love John Cena. People love John Cena. So yeah, that's always good. That's always good. But yeah, in this episode, it's gonna be some random shit, y'all. I'm just gonna, that's all.
It is what it is.
Yeah. Um, the first thing I want to talk about is why Spectrum sucks so fucking bad. Okay, so I am getting. I know people might say some shit about this, but I don't. It's all we have. So, new internet company, not a new internet company, but Brightspeed came through the neighborhood, dropped fiber down. I saw it, and I was like, let's give it a try. No contracts, no nothing like that. Cool. Paying $130 a month for 1 gig internet through Spectrum, and it's fucking it's coax. It's coax cable internet. What the fuck?
Better.
Coax cable internet. So the Brightspeed is fiber, $89.99, 2 gigs. Cool, right? I'm like, let's try it. I've seen people say, oh, customer services is. Well, let me tell you something. Customer service at Spectrum ain't no damn better. So I'm not losing anything here. So Brightspeed comes and pulls the fiber to the house. I see them finishing up, they leave. I come in my house, internet don't work. Fuck. Brightspeed cut something. Call Spectrum or get online with Spectrum. Spectrum's like, we can't get somebody out. This was last Thursday. We can't get somebody out till Sunday. Fuck. I still work from home. I go to Walmart, buy a hotspot from like what is that shit called? Simply
Mobile.
Yeah, right. Buy like the $100 joint, put it in, put everything together. Nice little, pretty little nifty hotspot. And it worked. You know what I'm saying? It did what it had to do. And Spectrum came out. The guy came out, and he was like, I was like, did they cut it? He was like, yeah, they cut it. And the funny thing is, where they cut it was you can see the Spectrum line. The Spectrum line is this thick ass cable, and you know what color it is?
What color?
Orange.
I thought so.
So you can't miss it.
Yeah.
You can't miss it. It was already out of the ground. So you can't miss it. Right? So I was like, Jesus Christ. So yeah, so we'll see how the fuck that goes. I saw the price of it and I was like, you know what? I I'd rather take fiber over this coax shit any day because Spectrum, they have the leverage because they know that they're the only internet provider in the area.
Hmm.
Unless you want to go with Starlink, and I'm not there yet. I'm not there yet. I'm not. I've heard great things about it though.
Um,
I've heard, and I'm more rural than you.
yeah, I get that,
So yeah. Um.
but no, because like yeah, like in the last few years though, in like your area, my area, there's been more like fiber companies coming along the
Yeah.
way. And like you also got to think about with like the 5G, coming up. Well, that's not coming up, but
Yeah.
developing and getting more popular, especially like in rural areas.
Yeah.
And so that leaves open that line now to where like you can use cellular as your home internet. Like I went through a similar situation that he went through last year when I moved. I have AT&T fiber,
Yeah.
and I have 2 gigs, and I paid like 125 for it, so not much of a discount or whatever. But when I moved, they couldn't get out here until like I think like I moved in like a Saturday. They couldn't get here until a Wednesday. I work from home and shit. And so I was like, no, I'm not going to be without internet that long. um, because literally my whole house runs on internet, so
Yeah.
I have to have it. Uh, I have T-Mobile, so I went over to T-Mobile, and they have like these 5G home internet devices. So I got one of those, and I plugged it up to my existing like wireless setup that I had, and boom, I'm back online. And I just kept it like now it's my backup internet, especially like a couple months ago when the storm came and like
Yeah.
AT&T fiber randomly just went out after the storm or whatever. It came in handy. So like I think now they have more competition because like even here we have like Wow or I think Ripple Fiber or whatever coming up. T-Mobile
Mhm.
Fibers here. You got Starlink, you got cell phone companies coming out with their own type of home internet. So yeah.
It's that, and also going through this just made me realize that I need to have a backup myself. Um, Having the backup is honestly living out in the rural area like this. You should have a backup for every fucking thing.
Good thing. Yeah.
Yeah, every fucking thing. Look, when that snowstorm happened and we got that ice and shit like that, people
Mhm.
were going ape shit for generators. Can I tell you something? Right now, we just hit 90-degree weather in the past 2 days, right? Maybe even higher than that. This is the time where you go get generators.
For dirt cheap.
Yes, this is the time you go get generators during the fucking summer, right? The only thing that you might run into is brownouts when people are running AC and all that shit. But
Mhm.
this is the time to go get the generators, not the time to prepare, not when the storm is about to come. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, having a backup. I thought about buying like a hotspot that allows you to put your, if you're traveling or something, getting a SIM card. You can put your SIM card in there wherever you are, and it works. Get your Wi-Fi going and all that
Mhm.
shit. Um. So yeah, it just made me open my eyes and be like, fuck, I gotta get backup shit for this shit.
Yep,
Damn.
you do.
Yeah. Uh. So it was that. Oh, I also started growing microgreens. I gotta send you pictures. They're pretty cool.
Okay.
Um, it's actually really cool. It's really dope. They actually grow really fast.
I've heard.
Really fast. Yeah, really fucking fast. Um, so that's also that. But yeah, Spectrum. I I've had them ever since I had my first place, and they've always been shit.
They always been
Always.
shit.
Funny thing is, though, we have Spectrum Fiber is in the city, is in town. That's like 10 minutes away from me, but they haven't brought it out here yet. And I also think that the Spectrum Fiber is only business, not residential,
Residential.
right? So I'm like, damn, that's crazy because they could, in my old place that I was staying at, they just got Google Fiber out there. That's what I
Mm,
want.
that's what I want.
Yeah. Look, I got a Google Fiber shirt when they first came to Raleigh, and I was like, oh yeah, Google Fiber shirt, cool. I'm gonna get one. I was so prepped. I was like getting emails like every 6 months. Oh, Google Fiber is moving here. I see Google Fiber trucks and shit like that. They're over here, over there, over there.
Yeah.
And then as soon as I leave and kind of do the right thing and sell my soul and buy a house, now they get Google Fiber in the place that I was renting. The fuck? Because before I left, I was using AT&T Fiber, and when I say AT&T Fiber isn't bad compared to
No,
Spectrum,
it,
it,
it's
it
it's it's 10 times better than Spectrum.
oh yeah, definitely for
It has
sure,
its issues, but it's
yeah,
better.
oh yeah, definitely better. So we'll see how it goes. They're going to be coming out here on Thursday, so I gotta kind of figure. I have a place where I want them to put the ONT,
Mm-hmm.
and I don't want it in here. I kind of want it where my new setup is going to be. So we're going to see
Where,
that because I
where
say
you
later on in,
moving it?
huh?
Where you moving it?
When you walk into my front door, that
That little
area,
area?
yeah.
Oh,
So I'm
okay.
gonna have my record player there, my Papa San chair. I'm getting a love seat from
Mm-hmm.
like my father and stepmother. I'm gonna put that in there with a desk that I have like leftover like maple wood from when I made a platform to work out on. So when I'm doing
Mm-hmm.
my like clean and jerks and snatches and stuff like that in the garage. So I have like wood left over. So I'm trying to find somebody who can make end tables for
Yeah.
the love seat and then
Yeah.
find somebody who can take the other big piece and turn it into a desk.
Mm,
Yeah.
interesting.
So I can not throw that away because that shit was expensive. Um, God, that shit was expensive. And I don't have like the right tools to cut maple. I need something stronger to cut through maple, and I don't have that. And I don't want to buy that. So yeah. There was something else that happened too. I can't think of it. Oh, if you have an electric lawnmower, make sure you check your batteries.
I don't.
I wanted
I don't have
I
that.
wanted to cut my grass, and my electric lawnmower went out on me, and
Damn.
had to replace the battery. $160. It was easy. I like doing it. It was actually kind of fun. But yeah, got to replace that, and we should be back up and running, so I can cut my grass so it doesn't look like a damn jungle. Uh, what else? Bird feeder. Getting back into my birds.
Eat my
Uh,
squirrels.
hell yeah, those little bastards. So so these squirrels out here are insane. It's like five of them. It's the same ones, right? And I can tell because they all have different tails, and all of them have like kind of like a different color to them. Some of the bird seed that I was using, I would put out like two handfuls into the deck bird feeder, and by the end of the day, the squirrels would just sit there and just eat like they're in a golden corral. They would just eat everything, and then I have to refill it for the birds. So she's gonna listen to this. So my sister, uh, one of her neighbors, told her about buying. Check this out: spicy bird feed,
Hmm.
right? And this is the cool shit that made me think, oh shit, what squirrels are. So
Mm-hmm.
birds they don't feel the capsicum, cap capsicum. I'm saying that wrong. Capsicum, basically the spice.
The space
So
levels. Yeah.
yeah, so they can just eat it, right? Squirrels can feel that shit, and I guess that's why they're mammals. Because I think mammals can taste that spice, right? So I put it out there. First bird that comes is a red cardinal. Eats it the fuck up, right? I have a video of it. Squirrel comes, right? I had the GoPro out there. Squirrel comes, eats it, and walks away. Doesn't even fuck with it anymore. Right? So I put a lot of birdseed out. It's still birdseed in there today, and that was on Saturday.
Yeah, they ain't fucking with that.
Yeah, they're
Yeah,
not
no,
fucking with it
no.
all. They try it, but it's just like I can't do it. So I have regular birdseed, and I might just throw that out on the lawn just so they can get to it, right? But it was crazy. I was like, oh shit, this shit works. Went to Walmart. I was like, spicy birdseed, spicy birdseed. And I saw something that said like fire and heat. And I said, okay,
Hmm.
yeah, let's
This
get some.
might work.
Yeah, this might work. So I got 2 bags, and I have to wear gloves when I put it in, just so I don't get any of the shit or rub my
Yeah,
face.
yeah.
Yeah, stuff. So yeah, fuck those squirrels though, man. Fuck those squirrels. And they're just dirty. They're just dirty. You know, they I try to be a good person. You know what I'm saying? And they just take advantage of it. Take advantage of it. I still got to
Like
get a
free food.
hummingbird.
Ooh.
Yeah, I know, right? I still got to get a hummingbird feeder. Still want to get that.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it was oh, Jesus Christ. But yeah, fuck Spectrum. For sure, for sure. Fuck those guys. Um so I kind of want to talk about our TikTok that got.
Oh, here we go.
So all I did was just read a title of an article. It was just the title. That was it. Nothing else, nothing more. This shit got over 30,000, 34,000 views on it. All I did was just read the title. That's it. And then people took that and said, "These motherfuckers are this ain't true." Blah, 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 blah.
They
It
were
was
going back and
yeah,
forth.
it was just a fucking
Okay. Like
title
we didn't even
of it.
discuss it. We didn't talk about what we thought about it or none of that shit. They literally just took like that little 10-second clip
Yes,
and was like having a fucking field day, like saying we didn't know what we were talking about. The shit was
yeah,
false, and
yeah.
oh my god, Sony sucks, and like it was all over the freaking place.
She
And
she texted me and she said, "You need to look at that video." And I was like, "Yeah, I saw it was high." And she was like, "Nah, it's more."
it's more. It's more. Like every time I went back to check, it was more and more
Yeah,
and more and more. And I was like, all he did was read a title. And then I read the comments. And I never
yeah.
really read our comments. I don't do our social media. He
I read
does.
them bitches.
And I'm just like, oh,
Yeah, I read
okay.
that shit. I said, "Whoa!" Somebody said, "This is what small podcasts do. They usually just
Right?
like
You're
to
like,
come up and say some
say that.
shit." Yeah,
We did. It's like, wait, like you get that from a 10-second clip. And now I can see like how people with these TikTok clips, like,
yeah,
people will draw their own conclusions off of 10 seconds and
yeah,
like not go read or watch the full thing. They were just like
yep.
killing us in the
And
comments. And we're just like,
I made a comment on that. I said, "Thanks for the compliment, man." It's not a compliment. Jesus Christ, bro.
Christ. With sarcasm? Sarcasm.
Jesus Christ, bro. I said, "Thanks for the fucking compliment." He said it's not a compliment. God damn, go touch. Oh my God, touch grass. God damn. All right. Anyway, that was so funny. And some people, and a lot of people were going back and forth with each other.
Yeah. Yeah,
Some
they
people
were.
were like, some people were just like,
I
"Yeah, I can
don't
see
get why
Sony
it's a
doing it."
big deal.
Yeah, you know.
More
So I
people
was
got
like,
internet nowadays.
"Nah, yeah, that was crazy. That was crazy, 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 crazy." Because I think Instagram was pretty high too.
Hmm.
So that was insane to me. I thought that was great. That was great. Speaking of games, Okay, I saw this today. Let me preface this. This is a possible leak. Okay? Let's just put that out there. Possible leak. Fuck. All right. So
Woo! Okay.
there's a leak that Xbox might be doing a disc to digital. So, a new leak from Xbox builds Insider Build suggests Microsoft is working on a feature that converts physical game disc into digital licenses, and nothing is confirmed yet by Microsoft. Nothing is confirmed yet by Microsoft.
You want to say that again for the people in the back?
Fuck no. Listen. So the leak is tied to the rumored next Xbox code name Project Helix, which could be fully all digital console with no built-in disk drive. Right? So what people are speculating is theory one would be a one-time conversion permanently disables the disk. So the value of that game is basically nothing.
Hmm.
So for people that collect or anything, if you allow that to happen, that disc is nothing. Right? You literally just have, it's not even a fucking paperweight. You know. Second theory, a monthly disc check-in system to keep the license active.
Okay. Okay. Keep going.
If future Xbox consoles have no disk drive, this is a hardware problem. How do players even convert old games? Would you need a older Xbox or an external disk drive accessory to actually do this? Like that's what I said. This is all just, you know, just a hearsay, just a leak. Don't know if this is gonna happen. Highly doubt it. Highly doubt it. Um, so this kind of goes back to a kind of how Microsoft tried heavy DRM and digital licenses back during the original Xbox One reveal in 2013 and got massive backlash. Would gamers accept this now in 2026? Fuck no. No, they wouldn't. They wouldn't. Why? Why would a gamer accept this? Why? Would you do this?
I would be on the fence. I'd be a little bit in the middle. Reason being is like I don't have a lot of physical games, but I do have some physical media. And it's just easier for me to have like over time for me, having shit digitally just is more convenient for me. And so like you gotta think about it with physical media and me, I'm lazy, I don't care, whatever. Like physical, you gotta get up, press the button, and get the disc and then like swap it out, right?
Right.
But digital, all I gotta do is close the game, open a new game. That's it. I don't have
Right.
to like swap the media or whatever the case may be. But also too, it can help also with like let's say you had a lot of like old 360 games or original Xbox games and like they're not necessarily in the store, but you still got the physical disc. I mean, you may not have the console, but you still got the disc. And so if they are going to allow those older console like generation games to be a part of the program, that would be really nice for a lot of those people because now you can just all right, I don't have to keep the disc anymore. I can just have it all digitally and so forth and so forth. So, I mean, it's going to be different for everybody. Like last time, it's different for everybody and it is speculation. Anyways, yeah,
Yeah.
that's my little tidbits about it.
With now, I'm not gonna sit here and say that I don't see. I kind of do see this happening in the future. Yes, I do. I do.
Mhm.
Right now, though, no. Hell
Yeah.
no. When we're at a time where you're always gonna have people that want to collect and
Physical
have
media.
the physical copy of
Mhm.
anything, right? My thing is, when I think about this, I think about the value of those physical copies now.
Mm,
So
kinda.
somebody, if Jesus, if they were to do this, right, and let's say you wanted to get, you have a physical copy of Halo 2, right? And you're like, you know what? I want this to be, you know, I have this copy. I want to put it onto my shit and make it all digital and stuff like that, right?
Mhm.
The value, I would think, if a lot of people do this, if the value of like the physical copy game will be insane. And if you never open that motherfucker, you are golden. You are golden. I don't know. Like I said, I can see it in the future, but for right now, where people are like 10 toes down on physical shit right now, and that's from every aspect, like
Yeah.
owning your own stuff, not having to go through subscriptions or any of that other bullshit. There are tons of people trying to convert over to, even when it comes to music, like owning their music, having their own catalog of music, so they're not using a Spotify or something like that. Just because of it is convenient. Yes, that's the biggest thing in this world right now is convenience. You kind of still want your own shit, you
Yeah,
know.
and that's true. And I think about it more of a like archival sense as well. So you got to think about a lot of these games that like if a game's digital and it's no longer in the store or you didn't get a chance to download that game before it was removed, you don't have access to it anymore. You can't download, you can't play it. And so what happens like say 10, 20, 30 years from now, we're talking about like previous like game generations and we could talk about the how great the game is, but we're not gonna have an option to even like play it or even like you know, have younger generations try it. So that's my thing about it too. Is
Mm.
like we do need physical media as an
Yeah,
option.
it's that's why I still love vinyl, and that's why I think I told you, I have a GameCube in here, like
Yeah.
in my closet that I don't use. I have all the accessories and stuff like that, and with these GameCubes now, it's so much shit that you can do with them. It's great. It's the same thing with like the, you know, Game Boy Advance SPs and Game Boy Colors and stuff. You can get like IPS screens on them, customize them any way you want to, really make them the way that you want them, and you can get your physical games and stuff like that. I mean, you can go on Facebook Marketplace and find people that are just like selling bulk games. Will they work? I don't know,
Mm.
but you'll find people just selling bulk games. So it is interesting. I will say that. I don't think it's like I said. I don't think it's going to happen right now. Maybe it will, but I don't know. But I do think, speaking of Xbox, it looks like Xbox is really going in with the new head.
Mhm.
She's kind of putting her foot down and kind of changing shit. It looks like for the better. And
We'll see. We'll see.
yeah,
We'll see.
right now it looks like it. Right now it looks like it for sure.
Mm.
Definitely. So I love seeing that for Xbox for sure. Uh, what else was I wanted to bring up to you? So also another leak was iPhone making like their foldable, going into the foldable
They've
phone
been saying
market.
that for like years now. Okay, we haven't gotten to that, and I don't think we're gonna get there. Not with Tim Cook still being like the head. I know he is retiring in August, and
Yes.
Hmm. He's retiring, so he's leaving, and then we're getting a new guy, and I forgot his name or whatever. But there's a great video about it by Cold Fusion on YouTube. You guys want to look into it, but pretty much the new guy is actually has been in charge of a lot of different products.
Yeah.
Like he was involved with the first iPad and worked with some of the popular iMac models and MacBook models. And so I think with him being ahead, like he's an engineer. So like I think with him being in charge, it will bring back some of the innovation that we used to see from Apple, but only time can tell. He's not in charge yet. So there goes that.
What what is it that I'm not like the deep like Apple, you know, iPhone type of person, but when what does compared to like an Android or some shit like that, because there's so many different types of phones
Hmm.
that have Android, so you get a variety of like looks and stuff like that. So it's like with iPhone, what other like what innovations can be done with that? You know what I'm saying? Especially if it's been kind of cookie cutter type shit and it's like you change little things, but nothing there hasn't been anything that's been like, oh my gosh, this is like
I
crazy.
think I think right now a lot of innovations need around the hardware itself.
Yeah.
Um and also the software can like definitely use some tweaks. But I think the main thing right now that a lot of iPhone users are wanting, or at least I do, is new like changes to the design. Like this model, like the last like two, three, four models all look like this. Oh yay, we got this little flat back now. Oh no, I need something else. Like change the sizing or the design, make it thinner, lighter, something. I don't know, but there need to be some innovation there. Like if you look at like early iPhone models, like between the three, oh bro, this one controller, whatever. Between the three, the four, the five, the six, the seven, not so much the A, but like the X, like you see those design changes like that. And then after that, it just really kind of like they've been like s- gradual changes, nothing like
Yeah.
completely different.
Yeah.
So
It I think that's Apple kind of all around. But I think they definitely have they do more with their uh computers and laptops way more than their phones, right? Now, one thing that I think about is why hasn't this is gonna sound crazy. Well, I guess they have the iPad for that, but why haven't like why hasn't Apple gone into the realm of having like the touchscreen MacBooks and shit like that? Like I said, I understand that iPads are a thing.
I
I
mean,
understand it.
they tried that. Well, not necessarily the touch screen, but they
The
tried it
touch
more
bar,
the touch bar,
yeah.
and they obviously they really didn't like that, so they took it away. I liked it. I missed my model that had it, but whatever. But
I
I
hated
don't.
that touch bar.
I like mine, so whatever. I think, but you gotta look at like touchscreen laptops, right?
Oh
And two
shit.
in ones. Are they really that popular?
No, this shit.
They're not, right? And so I feel like they're probably like, let's not waste our money adding something like that on to something that, you know, people really not going to use. And if they want something like that, hey, there is an iPad that you can get. Um, type deal. Like they're making the Neo.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I mean, that is innovation for them. Like they've never had a MacBook that for cheap that
Awesome.
cheap.
Yeah.
Um with all the color design. Like it's kind of like going back to like the iMacs of our like
Hmm. Yeah.
childhood, right?
Yeah. The clear see-through
Yeah.
transparency. Yeah.
Yeah. So but for them to now be able to offer that to like college kids, kids in high school, elementary schools, middle schools, things of that nature. That kind of gives them more of a market now.
Yeah.
Okay, now we can, even though education, like, yeah, schools do have like IMAX and stuff or whatever, but a lot of them still use like Chromebooks.
Yeah.
And like when you go to work, a job, how many businesses are using Chrome OS on a daily, right?
No enterprise is using anything. It's either Mac or it's either Windows. That's
Windows.
your
And depending
that's
on
your
what you do, if you're in like some niche field, you might use some Linux, okay?
yeah, yeah.
But
But
it really is either Apple or
mm,
Windows. So like putting kids to use Mac early kind of gives them some advantage when it comes to like getting a job, Like,
yeah.
oh, I know how to use Mac. I've used Mac for X, Y, amount of years.
The best thing I will say this, I've had both.
Mhm.
I can't stand Windows laptops. I can't. I don't like them.
I don't like them either much either.
Right? I've growing up had like Dell Inspirons, had the ones that were like had a one that was like the color one. I had a brown one. It was cool, but it was big, it was bulky. I had an HP laptop, big, bulky, fans loud as hell, like heavy. The one thing about Macs that I like is I have a M1 MacBook Air. Simple, light, nothing crazy.
Mhm.
Bought it open box at Best Buy almost 5, 6 years ago.
God, I've
And
never
I'm
heard of Best Buy.
still getting updates on that thing today.
Mm-hmm.
And I think I paid like almost like $800 for it at the time. So it's you get your money's worth out of these laptops unless you are running that thing to shit.
True shit.
Like you're chucking that bitch out of the car. Like I don't know what you're doing, but you get they're the best bang for your buck, performance wise, just everything.
Yeah, they are
You
like
can't.
my last MacBook. Well, before the one I have now, I bought it one in February, but the one I had before that was like a 2019 late model with the Intel chip. It was the last one with the Intel chip.
Yeah,
And like even using it to the day, like it still runs just as good. It's the only reason I upgraded was because it was a 16-inch, and I was like, oh no, that's too big. So
yep.
I got a 13-inch and like got that. But like if it was small, I probably wouldn't have upgraded. Like I said, I've had it for like ever. So yeah.
That's also good to see too that a lot of these laptops are kind of going in the smaller direction. Back then, it was like bigger has got to be better. You got to go big. Got to go big. If you don't go big, what the fuck are you doing?
True.
You know what I mean? But now it's like, bro, if I'm not getting anything bigger than 15, like 14 and 13 is perfect. It's perfect.
Hmm.
I can put it in any bag and it works. Easy.
And for me, it
So
really doesn't matter. Like either I'm using my laptop because I'm like traveling, or like if I'm using it at home, it can be connected to a dock and be connected to my ultra wide. So it really doesn't matter the screen size of whatever the
it's
laptop is.
best. I was looking at buying another one. I really good. I also do like the M. I also do like the M ones. Like they're actually really good, really clean. Like I said, they're great. And I'm an open box guy.
Of course.
Open box all the way.
Of course.
Open box all the way. For sure, for sure. That goes for anything Apple shit. What else have I bought open box? A lot of shit. A lot of shit. Amazon, the ones that come like, oh yeah, we gotta use a slightly used pair. These right here. Um,
He will use it. He will
cheaper.
buy it. Mhm.
Oh yeah, cheaper. Just more bang for your buck, for sure, for sure. Uh, but yeah, I'm trying to think. Was there anything else? Spectrum sucks. Squirrel suck too. Uh, hopefully fiber works out well. And Get the stuff that you need now for storms that come in the winter. I think it's gonna be a really, really, really hot fucking summer.
Don't remind me.
I think it's gonna be hot as hell. Um. Also, that's about it, man. That's it. Going through the AWS stuff, trying to get that done. I wanted to ask you.
Yes,
I think
sir.
I told you I was thinking about taking it like the test in person
Mm-hmm.
because I read so much shit on Reddit about people taking it like online and how like the proctors,
I hate the Proctors.
the proctors.
Okay, all right. Let's go ahead and talk about this. So I like I don't want to go and drive to a center and do all that. Like I've done it before. It's not my
Yeah,
cup of tea. But if you can be patient with the proctors, it's best to do it at home. But sometimes they're just annoying and they're a pain in the ass. Okay,
yeah,
so like all my CompTIA tests, like to come to you have to have the clear desk or whatever, and everything has to be like out the freaking way. You can't have a watch on. Your phone's got to be like out of the way. You can't get up. You can't leave the room. Like you're literally sitting here or whatever. So like, and for me, like I always have to like show them like 360, and there's always something that like I thought I cleaned my desk off, but they always find something. They're like, oh, we got to move that. What?
yeah,
Like, okay, it makes no sense, but okay, whatever.
yep,
And like, don't have computer issues. I like one time I had a computer issues when I was taking my CompTIA A plus. I was using on like my MacBook at the time because I wasn't home to take it on my PC. So like I had updated the beta software, and when I go to take the test, like the software like they use would not load, and so like I'm freaking out or whatever, and like literally because of that, like I had to reschedule my exam, and they had to give me another key so I can reschedule. So it's just things like that. Like yes, it is more difficult than taking it into a center. Like if you go into a center, it's literally you handing over all your stuff, your phone and everything. You sit in a room, you sit on their computer, you take your test, you leave.
yeah. And I think that's kind of like I would drive to Durham to take that just so I can not have to deal with like all that bullshit here, right? Because let's say she walks in. What's that? What you got over there? what, what, what you got?
Sunny?
Talking? Yeah, right. Sonny walk in. What's that? It's my dog. Yeah, get her out.
Yeah.
It's her house. Like bullshit like that. I don't want to deal with that. I don't want to deal with that. So, yeah, that's what I was thinking about, when I actually am ready to
I
take
think
it and all
yeah.
that
And
stuff.
then I'll think about it too, like hours. Like those testing centers are for certain hours, and like I like to take mine like on Sundays and Saturdays because that's when I'm off. And so, like, I just prefer to do it at home. I don't have to, like, because there's not really a lot of centers that are open on Sundays or whatever. And, like, I'm not getting up early on a Saturday morning to take my test. Like, my Network Plus, I took it on a Sunday on a 2 o'clock,
Yeah,
and, like, I was done at, like, 4. So, like, eh, like I said, there's pros and cons to everything. Like, you just got to go what's going to fit you the best. So, yeah.
definitely. So, when I get to that, I don't know when I'm gonna be taking it. I'm thinking probably like in July or something like that.
When in
Give me.
July.
I don't know.
Can you go for the end of July?
Possibly.
Okay, great. Because I have surgery in the beginning of July, so
Oh, for real?
might be out of commission. Yes.
Okay. Okay. It's good to know. Good to know. But yeah, you guys, that's all we got for the day. Thank you for joining. Thank you for listening. Like I said before, what we said was a rumor. Not saying it's a real thing. We don't
Please
know
don't
what
come
the
for our
fuck it is.
necks.
Yeah.
We cover gaming news, gaming
Yeah.
topics, or whatever. So if
Shit
it
shouldn't
is an
even talk
article
about.
and we see it, we will talk about it.
Yeah, come on,
We're
man.
not writing it. We're not like the ones covering it. We just pass it along to you guys. So stop it. Thank you.
Stop it. All right, you guys. See you later.
Bye.